afternoon, my fellow Nigerians. Today, we are on episode 2 about the grazing bill in Nigeria. Fellow Nigerians, I have been outspoken about the grazing bill that have been moving on in Nigerian House of Representatives. It's like the government of General Muhammad Buhari, our president, doesn't want to back down on that issue. There have been another model of grazing bill moving on now. The old method have been kept aside or refurbished or purified in English level so that it will pass the House of Representatives and our Senate. But I would like to use this opportunity to thank or send out a special thanks to our brave, strong Nigerians. I will call them strong, patriotic Nigerians that want peace to reign in that nation. Those that want Nigeria to remain as one, because they are fighting for humanity, if you will be able to understand where I'm going. First of all, the first person I would like to send my greetings to, Nkeiruka, Abia State PDP. I will say thank you very much, because you are fighting very hard to see that this bill die off, that it won't be passed in Nigerian House of Representatives and Senate. Nkeiruka, you are a very strong, patriotic Nigerian. Keep on, don't give up. I know that it's not easy, but people like you is what we want. People like you is people who said vote them in again because they will fight for the interests of their citizens. Not only for the Igbos, you are fighting for the entire Nigeria. And another person I would like Nigerians to thank these people that I'm mentioning now, because they are putting their job in jeopardy to fight for our freedom. You know, Nkem Abonta, also from Abia State PDP. Nkem Abonta, thank you very much. Nkeiruka, God bless you people, because you people are fighting for the freedom of every citizen in Nigeria. Not you are not fighting for those who are promoting taking the land from the poor people to give it to the private business cattle herdsmen in Nigeria. And there is somebody that we should kick out. Wherever you see him, please don't greet him. Don't ever, even though he's your brother, distance yourself from him, because he's not a patriotic Nigeria. He doesn't even value your life, because what he's fighting for may cost the life of Nigerians, even yours as his brother or the sister. Mr. Femi Adesina, who was denying openly in national television that there is nothing like grazing bill going on, that is people's fantasy. People are just thinking of such thing and broadcasting the news in Facebook, in social media and everywhere. My brothers and sisters, please don't be fooled. There is grazing bill part 2 now going on, and the Buhari government is pushing very hard. We can only stop him by giving all our support to Nkeiruka, Nkechi. All these ladies or women are from Abia State PDP. Abia, 191, I will use Igbo to speak a little. Onya si ajide nke oji dị mma. Unu na-agbali, we are seeing your handwork on this bill, because this bill may bring division into Nigeria, may divide Nigeria tomorrow. I would like to use this opportunity to inform Nigerians. Maybe the news are not telling you all those things. Maybe you know or you don't know. This Fulani herdsman has killed the sum of 3,000 Nigerians. Did you hear me clear? Here is everything written, authentic information. 3,000 Nigerians. All over Nigeria, not only in Enugu State. As I speak before, I thought that it was only in Enugu State. There have been victims all over Nigeria. That means it's Nigerian issue. And I normally ask myself on this issue about grazing bill, why should the government of Buhari standing behind these herdsmen? These herdsmen, these cattle areas, are not national cake, are not national interest. They are not national issue, but federal government is fighting for them. That is to tell you what I normally talk about the Igbos. Maybe I speak it in Igbo language last time on my last video. I try to challenge our senators from the eastern region of Nigeria that they should propose also a bill that will protect the business of the Igbos or the Easterners in all over Nigeria. You know, they are not doing it, but the Northerners are pushing very hard. Now they don't call it grazing corridor. What they mean by grazing corridor is like a Hausa to move from northern Nigeria down to Calabar. Now they are trying to push for every state to provide up to 50,000 hectares of land, the best part of the land, where the cattle areas will feed their cattle. As a Nigerian, men looking at what is going on these herdsmen that have killed up to 3,000 of Nigerians, lovely citizens, they are farmers who are farming the things that me and you will eat. Maybe the herdsmen or the Hausas are pushing these guys to sabotage the farming in the other part of Nigeria so that other part will depend on the northern Nigeria. Maybe that is what is going on indirectly, because when federal government or the Hausas and the president and the government of Buhari is protecting the private business of herdsmen, there is something behind it. There must surely be something behind it. Maybe it's to establish those who are stocked in northern Nigeria as Boko Haram, to make it a national issue, no more the northern issue. It may also be possible. So, Nkiruka and Nkem, Abunata, keep it hard, keep on fighting very hard. We all support you. At least I'm in Germany and I'm seeing what you are doing in our government upper level. All Nigerians should stand up against this bill. Call all the senators that you guys voted in. Do you know that you have the right, your constituency has the right to summon the person they send in as senators? They are not powerful than you. You are more powerful than them. You have every right to summon them. Tell them what you want. That this bill, we don't want it passed. You know? Maybe the northern Nigerians, I believe that every person should have range where he should, even the herdsmen, if they want to bring their cattle to eastern region, we are not against it. But you have to buy a land, build your range, where you keep your cattle and feed them. But there is comma or question mark. The laws have never been passed. No power has been given to these cattle areas or the Fulani herdsmen, and they have killed up to 3,000 Nigerians. What do you think if the Senate passed any bill giving them any right of any type to move from the northern Nigeria to any other part? That means that is Operation Sweep. You know, that is Operation Sweep. They have then the right. They will tell you they are defending their cattle in terms of fighting you people indirectly. These guys may be Boko Haram, nobody knows. I'm not a propagandist, but I'm trying to give hints and say something a little about what I feel, what I think. Because when a bill or a law is being passed, the law may be interpreted in many forms. So be very, very careful and wise. Because when a law is passed, say that you are not allowed to smoke a cigarette. From example I'm giving. You are not allowed to smoke a cigarette in public place. Good. Public place, says the law. That is what you heard. That law won't end with point. That means full stop. No. You are not allowed to smoke in a public place, comma, meeting place, gathering, school, maybe in your own balcony or your own garden. It's not allowed. But they didn't tell you such things. They only said that you are not allowed to smoke in public place. So I'm giving you an example. If government pass a law that these guys should purchase land to build their ranch where they should feed their cattle all over Nigeria, are they going to transport it with trucks to that place? Another question. Or they will walk with the cattle from northern Nigeria to their ranch in eastern Nigeria? Those things are questions you will ask yourself. If they will move to that place by foot, they will trample on people's farm, they will destroy farmers' property, and farmers will react, and another war and blood will shed. Boko Haram is a military militant with an assault rifle. They are a terrorist, terrorizing the nation. Herdsmen are cattle areas, moving with assault rifle, taking the life of Nigerians up to 3,000 without war being declared. War have never been declared. 3,000 life is vanished. Those people being killed, the Buhari government till today that is protecting and pushing forward for this bill to pass, have Buhari government said something about the killings? Has the Buhari government, I'm mentioning his government because it's his government that is pushing for this bill to be passed, throwing their heavy weight on it. Have they compensated those families? Because those that have been killed may be the only eyes that this family are using to see today. Then killing that person may be the final and the end of the entire family. They may die off, you know. To show you that there is something white men normally says, category, you know, class. Buhari government want to place the Hausas as first-class citizens of Nigeria. If you don't know that, know it today. Because it's only first-class citizens of any nation that the federal government will throw their power behind them in whatever they are doing. Because other ones are only second-class citizens, minorities inside the country. Maybe the country belongs to them. It may looking at Israel and Palestinian today. Israel are claiming to be the owner of the land, seeing the Palestinians are the occupiers of their land that they want to push out. And they automatically make Palestinians the second-class citizen of that country when the government wants. If the government doesn't want, he will withdraw that thing and push more harder. That is what Buhari wants to implement into Nigeria. If he implements such a thing, succeed in this grazing bill, he will come up with another bill and throw it and back it up with all costs. And you have accepted the first one, you cannot reject the second one. Because the second one will keep on pointing hand on you so that you'll be able to open door for the second one. Those bills is something that we got to repel. We have to fight back, push the government back. If government, because they were talking about taking land from people in the other part of Nigeria, and Nkiruka from Abia State PDP, and Nkem Abonta from Abia State PDP also, all of them from Abia State, We are challenging Nigerian government, taking the land of poor Nigerians to how can I don't know how to taking their land to satisfy the northerners, the Fulani herdsmen, to satisfy their private business. It's not normal. That those things are not be done in any international or any African country. Let me put it that way. Because any country that has thinking faculty, you can't take my property to satisfy somebody's business. It has never been done. It's not. German said that it's unmensch, it's unnormal. It's not normal, you know. And anybody who is pushing these things will tell you that his thinking faculty is not even working, because you can't take A to pay B, and who will pay for B? You know, every Nigerian has what they do. Do you take the northerners, the interests of those people in northern Nigeria to pay them to satisfy their personal business? You don't do that. And I don't see the reason why you should do it for the northern Nigeria. Maybe this is the idea that the Saudi Arabia that you normally go to, I mean Buhari, where you normally pay your visit. Maybe this is the idea they are giving you. Through that way you will be able to enter their territory, and from there you will establish your Muslim and whatever and push it and press the people to take it. It will not work. Nigeria is a united country. I know that after the colonial master, British left, they left us with democratic federalism. Nigerian military came in, changed the democratic federalism to military federalism. And since this Third Republic or Fourth Republic that we are in now, none of these governments have ever tried to move back to that democratic republic, or the federalism, democratic federalism. And that democratic federalism that the British left, that is what many countries are using. In Germany today, they are using they are into federalism, democratic one, not military one. The power is not, federal government has its own power, but state government has its own power, local government has its own power, and the councillors has also powers from their various areas. Any law that passes from above, without the concept of the ordinary citizen in the village, it will never work properly. And the state has the right to reject it. Local government has the right to reject it. That's why Nigeria keep on promoting the military part of it, because it will give them monopoly over the whole nation, so that they will be able to throw their weight and do whatever they want. If you look into Nigeria today, whatever that happens, Nigeria never sends special police force to take care of it. They send what? Military. To tell you that the military decree is still working on the ground. They have never abolished it. And I don't know why the senators should allow such a thing to keep on going. You are our senators. You are civilians like us. I believe that you guys are there for democratic Nigeria, not military democratic whatever. So let me go back to the topic of grazing bill. Every Nigerian should stand up, kick against this grazing bill, because I'm not feeding cows. I don't like that thing to be around my territory or around my area, because they move around with all sorts of diseases, you know. And I don't know whether these guys are treating those animals. And in other part of it, if these cattle destroy all the farmers in Nigeria, are we going to eat meat alone? I don't think that is possible. You know, Yorubas are good in farming. Other part of Nigeria, Calabar and Imo State, Abia and the other side, they are good in farming. Anambra too. I believe that federal government should fight for the respect of every part of Nigeria, not only one part of Nigeria. Enough is enough. We should never allow such thing to keep on going. And the senator should kick out all this grazing bill, kick out anything that will benefit only one side of Nigeria should be kicked out. And the bill or the law should be passed that such things should never ever come in to be discussed or to listen to, because it's not for the interest of every common Nigerian on the street. You know, I would like to touch to other part of things that are moving on in Nigeria today. There are things too that I normally read that, especially from American newspapers and some Yoruba's newspaper and British. They normally say that Nigerians go to pool, went to vote because of the past corrupt government, that they unanimously vote for a changed government that will kick out corruption out of Nigeria that the past government have placed there. If you mention the past government, the so-called propaganda that are trying to initiate something bad against our Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan inherited Nigerian problem. If you don't know that, we know that. We Nigerians know that. You don't need to remind us or to tell us how Nigeria is moving. We are Nigerians. We know what is going on. We are not Europeans that you remote control to cause war in Europe. We are Africans. We know how our system, everything runs. Goodluck Jonathan inherited any problem in Nigeria. Corruption. Obasanjo government is more than corrupt than any other person in Nigeria. He may tell you that he saved money and do what and do whatever. He's a corrupt government. Any government that has oil well is corrupt. Any regime that president is the oil minister is corrupt. Any president that tries to oversee the oil and everything is corrupt. Let me tell you that one. Goodluck Jonathan is not corrupt. Let me make points here because I have some facts here. President Goodluck Jonathan, when he was in power, I was in Germany. Whenever I call Nigeria, I keep on hearing new things, investment and things that are moving on. When Jonathan was in power, Nigeria was in world number 50 in terms of economic level. Egypt was Africa's largest economy before there was row in Egypt and then went down. South Africa took over. Under Jonathan regime, Nigeria jumped from world 50 to world number 25. They left 25 countries behind. They beat South Africa, that is the largest economy in Africa. They even beat Egypt under Jonathan regime. All of a sudden, Ebola appeared in West Africa. And this Ebola that appeared in West Africa, somebody said in YouTube, that video disappeared, that this Ebola, the DNA of that Ebola was in American laboratory, military laboratory. That Ebola was under research for military purpose. How come that Ebola appeared in West Africa? Because the economy of Nigeria jumped from world 50 to 25. And Frederick Forsyth said that the white men are afraid of Africa because of population and resources. And population is power. Resources is pillar, you feel me? That if they allow these Africans to be free and grow economically and giant like other world, it may come that Africa will start colonizing them. That is the idea of the former colonial masters. So how can we put these people under control so that we keep on ruling them and organizing things that move around them? They will be climbing from one sickness to another. Africa will be initiating, they will be initiating different types of sickness so that we will keep on fighting the sickness and we will not be able to grow. As Nigeria jumped from number 50 to number 25, Ebola appeared in West Africa for the first time in history. And that Ebola, the target is not West Africa, so the target is Nigeria, because the population of Nigeria, if Ebola succeeds in Nigeria, that will be calamity. That will be the final for the whole Africa. That will be the full stop of African growth. Because they will hold hand there to push the investors away and whatever that place is not a safe country to stay or to do business. But glory be to God that Jonathan was a wise man. I had over CNN when they are saying that Ebola is in Nigeria. Other Western televisions, these propagandists that try to help the government to damage the economy of Africa, We are promoting, shouting every day. Here in Germany, I was afraid, you know. Ebola in Nigeria. Ebola, not Liberia, not Guinea, not other places. Ebola in Nigeria. But when Nigeria was declared Ebola free, none of these channels came out one day and said that Nigeria is Ebola free. Glory be to God, and thank you, President Goodluck Jonathan. You don't need to wait them to praise you. You don't need to let anybody praise you. But I here am saying thank you. Thank you for that. And you keep Nigerian economy stable. I was in Nigeria during Goodluck Jonathan regime. Petroleum was 83 naira per liter. They say 70, 80. If it's too high, 83. Corrupt government, bad government that the Western world are trying to project into Nigeria. Today, the good government, the change government has came. What is happening? What is the price of 1 liter of fuel? Can Nigerians afford to feed themselves the way they feed themselves during the... Do you know what? I don't normally blame this people outside, because Western world keep on using our people to kill our people. When heroes appear inside Africa, the Western world will use our own people to tarnish that heroes. It happens all over Africa, from Nkrumah to other places. All of them are being killed by Africans, you know. And Africa still remains as it is today. Everybody we are fighting, running away to Europe. We don't have professors, we don't have graduates, we don't have qualified people inside Nigeria, even inside Africa. All of them, this thing is made so that anything good that is coming out of Nigeria here is Western world, here is Africa. If anything good comes out, if you stay there, you will die. That is system that they place. So what do? You will slice down to their place and establish and help the economy to grow. Why this one will keep on sinking and doesn't go anywhere. And we can only be giant tomorrow if you start thinking differently. If you will stop looking at those televisions, CNN and whatever. If you should stop thinking that the white men are God. They are not God. You know, they are like me and you. They are very greedy. You are more than them. You are more better than them, because you have culture. You respect your fellow citizens. The white man doesn't have culture. They don't respect you. If you're an African, the way they come to Africa, like in Zimbabwe, white man is fighting for land in Zimbabwe. White man fighting land in Africa in Zimbabwe, even in South Africa. Come to German and point a land and tell you that your ancestors were there before. They will kick your ass. So you supporting white people to fight for land in Africa, you are the most highest slave that need to be grounded and used to feed the animals, because you are good for nothing. So what I'm trying to say is this: I will not condemn the government of Buhari at the moment. I will only say that the past government that they are condemning is not corrupt. Any corruption that is there, he inherited it. All the politicians that are stealing money have been into politics before Jonathan came into politics. That is it. You know, Buhari was also part of the past government, and Buhari fighting for corruption and only PDP. Do you want to tell me that the ass of APC, ABGA, and other parties in Nigeria, their ass are clean? There is no shit inside it. No nyash without shit. If you want to fight corruption inside Nigeria, fight corruption generally. If you want to eradicate evil inside Nigeria, fight it generally. If you want to fight for any business, fight it generally. Stop siding one side and fighting the other side, because you are shooting yourself on the foot. As you are trying to tarnish the business of the Igbos in Nigeria, look at the Nigerian economy in jeopardy. You know, all the Hausa politicians that were investing and pushing for Dangote to be the only giant company in Nigeria that will feed a whole